Good morning, everyone. This is Aman Sachdeva, roll number 4.
And this is Gurbani Kaur, roll number 5. And our topic for today's presentation will be biometric authentication.
So, what do we mean by biometrics? Biometrics refers to metrics related to human characteristics. Biometrics authentication, or also known as realistic authentication, is used in computer science as a form of identification and access control. It is also used to identify individuals in groups that are under surveillance.
Biometrics can be sorted in two categories. First is the physiological, for example, fingerprint, face, hand geometry, and iris recognition. Another form is behavioral, for example, signature and voice. We will discuss about all these biometrics used for the process of authentication one by one in the following slides. But before that, we need to know why this method of biometric authentication is gaining importance day by day.
One of the main reasons why biometric authentication is gaining importance nowadays is the weakness of numeric and alphanumeric passwords. It has been observed that there are common passwords used by many people as shown in the table below. This table shows the 20 most used passwords. For example, the password 123456 is used by approximately zero point 0.3 million users for different purposes. Similarly, passwords like password, I love you, etc. have become too common.
It has been observed that every year breaches in public, private, and government data are exposed by weak passwords. The picture shows that approximately 100 million records were lost or stolen in the year 2014, that is, 31 records lost or stolen every second.
Now we start with types of biometric authentication. First is fingerprint recognition. It refers to the automated method of identifying or confirming the identity of an individual based on the comparison of two fingerprints. Fingerprint recognition is one of the most well-known biometrics, and it is by far the most used biometric solution for authentication on computerized systems. The reason for fingerprint recognition being so popular are the ease of acquisition, established use and acceptance when compared to other biometrics, and the fact that there are numerous sources of this biometric on each individual. Applications of fingerprint recognition. Because it is one of the cheapest biometric solutions, fingerprint recognition already knows many different applications. Logical access control, for example, there exist numerous fingerprint reader devices and softwares for access control to personal computers. Physical access control, for example, locks with the fingerprint reader. And third is fingerprint attendance system for time and attendance management.
Face recognition. It uses an image or series of images either from a camera or photograph to recognize a person. The main principle is analysis of the unique shape, pattern, and positioning of facial features. Features of face recognition. It does not require a person's cooperation. Highly complex technology and largely software based. Primary advantage is that the biometric system is able to operate hands free and a user's identity is confirmed by simply staring at the screen.
Next is hand geometry recognition. Hand geometry recognition is the longest implemented biometric type, debuting in the market in the late 1980s. The systems are widely implemented for their ease of use and public acceptance. One of the shortcomings of the hand geometry characteristic is that it is not highly unique, limiting the application of hand geometry system to verification tasks only. The approach used in the process is as follows. The devices use a similar concept of measuring and recording the length, width, thickness, and surface area of an individual's hand. Hand geometry systems use a camera to capture the picture of the hand. The hand of the subject is placed on the plate, palm down, and guided by 5 pegs that sense when the hand is in the place. The image captures both the top surface of the hand and the side image that is captured using an angled mirror. Upon capture of the image, 31,000 points are analyzed and 90 measurements are taken. The measurements range from the length of the finger to the distance between knuckles to the height or thickness of the hand and fingers. This information is stored in just 9 bytes of data, an extremely low number compared to the storage needs of other biometric systems. The enrollment process of a hand geometry system typically requires the capture of three sequential images of the hand, which are evaluated and measured to create a template of users' characteristics. Upon the submission of the claim, the system recalls the template associated with that identity. The claimant places his or her hand on the plate, and the system captures an image and creates a verification template to compare to the template developed upon enrollment. A similarity score is produced, and based on the threshold of the system, the claim is either accepted or rejected. Next is iris recognition. It is the analysis of the iris of the eye, which is the colored ring of tissue that surrounds the pupil of the eye. It is based on visible features, that is, rings, furrows, freckles, and the corona. Features and their location are used to form the iris codes, which is the digital template. Widely regarded as the most safe, accurate biometrics technology and capable of performing one-to-many matches at extraordinarily high speeds without sacrificing accuracy. These are the examples of iris images.
Voice recognition. Voice recognition is not the same as speech recognition. It is speaker recognition. It means that it does not recognize what a person is speaking. Rather, it recognizes the voice of a person to give access. It is considered both physiological and behavioral. The physiological component of speaker recognition is the physical shape of the subject's voice tract. The behavioral component is the physical movement of jaws, tongue, and larynx. This method is popular and low cost, but less accurate and sometimes lengthy. Advantages of voice recognition is that it takes very little hardware and is ideally suited to telephone-based system for a remote identification. Its disadvantages includes that the human's voice tremendous variability due to colds, aging, and simple tiredness affects the authentication. Also, it can be captured secretively by a third party and replayed. How speaker recognition works. There exist two types of speaker recognition. First is text dependent or restrained. Here the subject has to say a fixed phrase, which is the same for enrollment and for verification, or the subject is prompted by the system to repeat a randomly generated phrase. Second is text independent or unrestrained. Here, the recognition is based on whatever words the subject says. Text dependent recognition has better performance for subjects that cooperate. But text independent voice recognition is more flexible than text dependent, and it can be used for non-cooperating individuals as well. Basically, identification or authentication using speaker recognition consists of 4 steps. First, voice recording. Depending on the application, a voice recording is performed using a local, dedicated system or remotely. The acoustic patterns of speech can be visualized as loudness or frequency versus time. Speaker recognition systems analyze the frequency as well as attributes such as dynamics, pitch, duration, and loudness of the signal. Second is feature extraction. During feature extraction, the voice recording is cut into windows of equal length. These cutout samples are called frames, which are often 10 to 30 meters long. Pattern matching. It is the actual comparison of the extracted frames with known speaker models or templates. This results in a matching score which quantifies the similarity in between the voice recording and a known speaker model. Fourth, decision. A final decision is made, and accordingly, the voice is accepted or rejected for authentication. Application of speaker recognition. Voice recognition is mostly used for telephone based applications such as for telephone, banking, and hotel or flight bookings. Nuance is a US based company and a major player when it comes to speech recognition. Through the acquisition of Per Se, an Israeli startup, Nuance acquired two important products for speaker recognition. Voice Trust is a German company specialized in speaker recognition solutions. Signature recognition. How does a signature biometric system work? Biometric signature recognition systems will measure and analyze the physical activity of signing, such as the stroke order, the pressure applied, and the speed. Some systems may also compare visual images of signatures, but the core of the signature biometric system is behavioral, that is, how it is signed, rather than visual, that is, the image of the signature. Benefits of signature biometric systems. Firstly, while it is easy to copy image of a signature, it is extremely difficult to mimic the behavior of signing. Secondly, there is low false acceptance rates. Thirdly, people are used to sign documents, so signature recognition systems are not perceived to be invasive. Weaknesses of signature biometric systems include that people may not always sign in a consistent manner. There are a few applications of signature biometrics, which are access to documents, contract or agreement execution, acknowledgement of goods or services received, and banking services.
So, here we come to the end of our presentation on biometric authentication. Below are some of the references we referred for our presentation. Thank you everyone for watching it.